When I first played Paper Mario, this blew my mind. Wait a minute. He's bowing his head, closing his eyes. Is Mario praying? Is Mario religious? Sure, the Mario universe is full of religious imagery. You have godlike beings like the Cosmic Spirit, a powerful entity that guides Mario in Mario Galaxy 2. You have a ton of intermediary spiritual beings like demons, ghosts, and fairies. And there's even an afterlife, an underworld where people's souls persist after death, and a heaven-like place ruled by Gramby, who looks a lot like a stereotypical Christian god you'd see in cartoons. However, even though there's so much religious mythology and imagery in the Mario games, we actually know very little about the organized religions of his universe. By comparison, religion in the Zelda series is much more developed. We know about Hyrule's creation myth, and we know something about the Hylians' veneration of Hylia, functioning as a patron goddess. But what about our iconic hero, Mario? What religion does he follow, if any? What about the nation-state that he serves, the Mushroom Kingdom and its monarch, Princess Peach? My thesis is that star worship, or astrology, is the state religion of the Mushroom Kingdom. Now, a quick search through the Mario subreddits and you'll find that I'm not the first to theorize that Mario is a star worshipper. But my new contribution to this scholarship is that star worship functions as a state religion. A religion that's officially endorsed and promoted by a nation's political institutions. Let's get into it. First of all, what are stars? In many forms of real-world astrology, people are technically worshipping anthropomorphized balls of plasma. Plato regarded the stars as divine beings. Both the Greeks and the Romans anthropomorphized the sun into the god Helios, or Sol Invictus. In traditional Chinese religion, the stars of the Big Dipper are the sons of the goddess Domu. Worldwide, astrology can also involve astrologers, ritual specialists who chart the movements of the stars through the night sky. This is not the case with Mushroom Kingdom astrology. Stars are a specific type of entity, a species of powerful ethereal creatures with their own complex society and hierarchy. In the original Paper Mario game, Mario summons the 7 star spirits when he prays. Apparently, these are the main gods of this astral pantheon. But we also see star kids, juvenile star spirits that begin life in the Starborn Valley. The reproductive process is ambiguous, but stars apparently have some sort of life cycle. And this sort of stuff confuses me a bit. I'm not sure how to categorize stars. Sure, the star spirits call themselves spirits, and plenty of gods and spirits across human mythology have children and complex societies, but they live in the same reality with Mario. You can visit their city. You can talk about the star species in much the same way you can talk about the Yoshis or the Toads, who are made out of flesh and blood. So the divide between the natural and the supernatural doesn't necessarily make sense in the Mario universe. It might make more sense to regard the stars as some sort of powerful alien creatures like the Bajoran gods in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And yeah, that reference is a deep cut for the Nintendo and Star Trek crossover fans in the audience. The Japanese Shinto concept of kami might be a better analogy. In Shinto, people worship kami, which is sometimes translated as spirit or god, but kami are so much more than that. Kami can refer to natural forces like the wind, or even humans that were elevated to divine status after they died. What's important here is that the kami are not transcendent beings living in some separate supernatural reality from humans. Kami are thought to live in the real world with humans, inhabiting objects, inhabiting natural phenomena like hot springs, or even natural features. Mount Fuji, for example, the mountain itself, is considered by many Japanese to be a kami. Okay, so if stars are kami, some sort of tangible being that share Mario's reality, then what's going on here? Spirit possession. We're witnessing voluntary spirit possession here, folks. Almost all Mario games depict Mario making physical contact with entities variously called superstars or power stars, which immediately imbue him with extraordinary power, and most notably, invincibility, the same sort of power that many godlike creatures possess in religions worldwide. But wait, you might argue, this star is some sort of object or some sort of psychedelic drug. But I say no. Look at those eyes. Those eyes. A star spirit is physically entering Mario. In fact, the Super Smash Bros. Game calls this a Starman, confirming that they are the same sort of entities that we discussed in the previous section. Apparently, there are different forms of spirit possession in Mushroom Kingdom Astrology. Small-scale, limited-time possession that grants you invincibility, and a sort of possession that involves gathering power stars that work on a grander cosmic scale, protecting an entire castle. In this respect, Mushroom Kingdom star worship resembles the Hylian religion in the Legend of Zelda series. In a previous video, I theorized that religion in the Legend of Zelda centers not on the worship of any particular goddess, but primarily on acquiring and protecting objects of power, from small-scale objects like heart containers to the reality-bending power of the Triforce. We do see voluntary spirit possession in some world religions. In Haitian Vodou, people practice a form of possession in which a spirit, called a Loa, takes control of the human body during a ceremony. The Loa is thought to use the human body to interact with the other practitioners, giving advice, eating and drinking with humans, or performing miraculous cures. In the Mushroom Kingdom, the star spirit doesn't seem to control Mario, but rather imbues him with the power of the spirit for a short time. But this isn't the only form of religious practice. Remember this? What's Mario doing here? Mushroom Kingdom star worship revolves around the ritual of wishes. You send a wish up to the stars, who have the power to grant them. But this is no ordinary type of prayer. Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo describes a cosmic location called Star Road, where people's wishes transform into wish stars, physical manifestations of your wishes that can fall back to Earth. Wish granting seems to be a type of prayer in which you petition the star spirits to show you favor. This is kind of like ancient Roman religion, which is sometimes described by the Latin phrase do ut des. I give so that you may give. Romans would sacrifice to the gods, giving them something valuable, so that the gods will show favor in return. In Japanese Shinto, people petition kami at particular shrines. If you want to do well on your next exam, petition Tenjin at his shrine, the kami of education and scholarship. You can even write your requests on physical objects like wooden tablets and hang them at the shrine. So the concept of physically embodied wishes or prayers is actually not all that unusual. But we've been talking about personal religious devotion so far. Mario bows his head, says his wish, and boom, his wish is transformed into a wish star. But plenty of our evidence suggests that astrology is not simply a private religion, but a state religion endorsed by government institutions. According to Yoshi's Island DS, the recurring characters Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser are confirmed to be a caste of special people called the Star Children. Children born with magical stars inside them which grant them extraordinary power. This means that the aristocracy of the Mushroom Kingdom is divinely ordained by the star spirits, which likely explains why all of them eventually rose to prominent positions in the Mushroom Kingdom. Peach rises to become the sole monarch of the kingdom, with Mario as her consort and bodyguard. This is similar to historical state religions. A government not only declares your ruling party is divinely ordained, but literally descended from the gods. We've seen this in Japanese history with the kami Amaterasu, who is believed to be the direct ancestor of the Japanese emperors. In the Mushroom Kingdom, the stars ordained Princess Peach from birth as a star child. She rules from her star-powered citadel in the heart of the Mushroom Kingdom, surrounded by her inner circle of other divinely ordained bureaucrats. So, what's the takeaway here? Well, if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you'll know that one of the central tenets of being a religiously literate person is understanding that religion is embedded in all areas of culture. And that means understanding that religion and politics are intertwined. Something I hear all the time are statements like, oh, that's political Islam, not true Islam. Or, oh, that's political Christianity, not true Christianity. As if we can separate religion and politics from culture. And sure enough, in the Mushroom Kingdom, star worship seems to be entrenched in the highest echelons of political power. But what do you think? This whole video has been a thought experiment. I'm pretending to be an ancient historian studying the Mario universe, and the Mario video games are my primary sources. Historical documents that shed light on a mysterious world completely inaccessible to conventional anthropological research. Just as historians can't go back in time and observe Roman behavior or interview Caesar Augustus, I can't transport myself into the Mario universe and conduct surveys. So I'm forced to rely on the critical study of text and video. And as you can expect from studying ancient history, our sources are messy and contradictory. There is very little consistency between the Mario video games, and to make matters even more confusing, a whole collection of our evidence, the Paper Mario series, apparently take place in an alternate dimension. It's pretty obvious I've only scratched the surface of Mushroom Kingdom astrology. There's just so many sources. So what did I miss? Post your own theories below, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Get your head thing on.
Headgear going.
Headgear.
Alright. Alright.
Just to start.
Am I on the overworld yet?
Yeah, you started a level now.
I know that there's like a... Oh, okay. How am I doing?
You're doing really well, actually. I was sort of not paying attention. Wow, that was interesting.